Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League's Dungeon Bowl. We are 182 games into this season. 29 teams have duked it out. We are down to the final two. It's not the Dungeon Bowl, it's the Blood Bowl. Thank you, Claudius. And tonight, it is going to be the final two teams. That's kind of catchy versus the Dinnerbell Darlings. Sweet Bunny versus Doug, the Minotaur Dark Elves versus Dwarves. How many games? 182. That's right. 182 games have been played this season. Can you believe it? Oh boy, this is it. This is the big one, the final game. We'll take a look at the bracket before we take a look at these two teams. Oh, I'm excited for this one. Here we are. We're down to That's Kind of Catchy and the Dinnerbell Darlings. That's Kind of Catchy advancing to the finals after defeating the Masters of MAML in the semifinals. The Dinnerbell Darlings defeated the Knights of Nuffle, the current league champions, in the semifinals. They came out on top in the consolation match. The Knights of Nuffle, that is. They'll finish the season in third place. And the Knights of Nuffle fought their way out of the lower bracket, defeating the Mootland Scout Troop number 079. Oh, El Nubrita says somebody needs to avenge He-Man. Oh, Clavius, thank you for the bits. Up tonight, Sweet Bunnies, That's Kind of Catchy. We haven't seen this team in a little while. They played the Chaos Cup. They are the Chaos Cup champions. Then they came back, of course, for the Blood Bowl here. They're looking to win it all tonight. They're coming in with the TV of 1100. They have 100K. 1100 is what I wanted to say. Yes, 1100. 100K in the bank. That's really confusing. 1100, 100K. A TV of 1100, 100K in the bank, but look at this roster, man. Oh, they just have an 8-player roster. That means they're going to need to pick up 3 journeymen this evening. They are down to 1 witch elf. They have 3 blitzers, and everybody else is a lineman. They've lost a blitzer. They lost a witch elf. 3 team rerolls, 1 oppo, 8 fan factor tonight. They are up against the venerable Dinnerbell Darlings, coming in a TV of 1860 tonight. A 13-player a 13-player roster tonight. Oh boy, look what Doug's bringing to the table this evening. He's bought himself a death roller. 2 runners, 2 blitzers, a death roller, a troll slayer, and a whole bunch of longbeards. 2 team re-rolls for the Darlings this evening, an apothecary, and 11 fan factor. How do the 2 teams play tonight? Well, the Dinnerbell Darlings, a Dwarven team, they've been playing all season long in each of the 3 competitions. They picked up a ton of TV, as you can see. They have a whole bunch of players on the roster as well. Kevin Bacon has been a menace. He's a level 6 runner. Guac Holiday, level 4 runner. He has a level 4 blitzer in general. So everybody, almost everyone else is leveled up pretty well. He's got guard almost across the board. He's got block almost across the board. General So has picked up an extra point of AG. Kevin Bacon has picked up an extra point of strength. He has a ton of skills that really work well together. Guac Holiday, the leader, will bring in that extra team reroll should he need it. He's got leftovers, the Troll Slayer, who has Frenzy. These are very, very resilient players with an AG of 9, generally speaking. They also have thick skulls, lots of guard. He's got a lot of stand firm. He's got a lot of mighty blow at this point. He is ready to beat his opponents into the grass tonight. He did pick up the death roller, the pepperoni roller. I need a new pizza cutter, by the way. I learned that today. This death roller comes in a strength of 7, the strongest piece in the game of Blood Bowl. Tied with our old friend Deeproot Strongbridge. Look at that skull, man. That's amazing. And then, of course, has the highest armor value in the game with 10 as well. Break tackle is a great skill to have on a high strength player. That means he gets to use his strength instead of his AG once to break a dodge. Very, very, very good to try it. Strength 7, that's a 2+ dodge, no problem. Even with multiple marks, no problem. You get that death roller to where you want it to be. Dirty player, great on a death roller as well because it's a secret weapon. It's only going to be on the pitch for a single drive, and that means toward the end of the drive, You can start fouling with this thing, and Dirty Player is basically your mighty blow for fouls. You get a +1 to your armor or injury roll when you make a foul. Juggernaut's great. It's gonna negate, fend, stand firm, and wrestle, of which that's kind of catchy. Has a number of those traits. He also gets to treat a both down result as a push. Mighty blow needs no explanation. Stand firm, we've seen plenty of times as well. He's going to stay put when he's blocked instead of being pushed away. A very, very menacing piece. I think it is way overcosted at 160k, but look, it's the final game. You had money in the bank. Why not spend it? Well, the answer to that question is you're giving up TV to your opponent, but let's go. Let's do it. 1860 minus 1100 is 760k that would be given to That's Kind of Catchy and Petty Cash. However, he'll have to pick up 3 Journeymen. That's going to bring his total down to 550k. He has the 1 Witch Elf, the 3 Blitzers, and the rest linemen. These Dark Elves are different from most elves, is that most of these players have an AV of 8, which is much better than an AV of 7. The Witch Elf only has an AV of 7. Level 3, number 1 Witch Elf, Are You Not Entertained? Is a blodger, has frenzy, has jump up, has sidestep. That's a great combo to have on that piece. He does have a blitzer with mighty blow. He has another one with tackle, and then 2 of the linemen with wrestle. That's a good skill to have on elves, in my opinion. He has the blitzers. Being blitzers, they come with the block skill. Those journeymen are going to be loners. That means he doesn't want to re-roll with them, of course. And I think Sweet Bunny is at the tactical disadvantage in this matchup. The dwarves, we saw that roster, right? What are the dwarves going to do? They're very slow. They're going to plod down the pitch on offense, but otherwise they're just going to punch, right? They're just going to bash, bash, bash all the way down the pitch. That is their plan. These Dark Elves have options, and options can be complicated. So the Dark Elves, AG4 is great. You know the dwarves are going to want to mark these elves. The Dark Elves can dodge away for a 2+, no problem. Well, seemingly no problem. The problem comes in is when you are marked every single turn and you are rolling 2+ over and over and over and over again, you're going to fail those rolls. And the more dice you're rolling, the worse off you are. So Sweet Bunny is going to have to find a way to answer these marks without having to just take the dodges all the time. He'll take the dodges when they make sense. Otherwise, he's going to set up those 2-die blocks, and then he needs to start carving out pitch away from these dwarves. These dwarves with Stand Firm and Mighty Blow and all these really strong bashy skills, they can eat up the pitch pretty well. They can kind of just sit tight, hard to remove them. And it can be really, really difficult to carve out sections of the pitch for yourself. Now, being an Elvish team, if he can get the ball, he definitely has the speed advantage. He can run away, and he can score very, very easily. But the problem with that is the pacing, right? So that's the second part of this equation that's going to be potentially difficult for Sweet Bunny to navigate here. Of course, he is the Chaos Cup champion. He's here in the finals. He's a great coach. I'm sure he's got a plan for it. But if he's on, say, offense in the first drive of the game, in the first half, scores quickly, now the Darlings have an opportunity to win this game 2-1. They'll have the ball for the rest of the first half. They'll have it in the second half. They'll try to hold it for the second half. It can be really, really difficult to get that ball away from this team. With 550k in petty cash, he could do a lot with that, right? He can, he's got all sorts of star player options. He could pick up 3 bribes if he just wants to go heavy on the fouling and try to get a player advantage that way. That's an option. I imagine we'll almost certainly see a wizard to make that key play when he needs to. As for star player options, he could definitely pick up Morgenthor for 430. That can give him some extra strength that maybe he's looking for. He's got Hubris Rakarth for strength 4, Morgenthor strength 6. Hubris comes at 260. That's another extra point of strength. None of the other star players gives him strength above that, but he could go for, say, Horkon Heartripper, right? He's got leap. He's got multi-block. Shadowing and stab could be key to keeping Kevin Bacon marked. He could go for Roxana at 250k, who has dodge, frenzy, jump up, and leap plus juggernaut. That could be sort of a poor man's cage busting piece. He's got a lot of options with a lot of money to spend, and that's going to inform his tactics this evening. He will have to watch out for those 3 linemen who are going to be journeymen. They have loner. I imagine all 3 will be going on the line, and he's going to be hoping that that's all they really have to do tonight. If he can leverage them to his advantage, great, but if he needs to reposition them, he might be in a little bit of trouble because he doesn't want to spend a reroll on that. Oh boy, this is it. This is it. The final game of the season. Who's going to come out on top? Doug the Minotaur is going to be, or the Dinnerbell Darlings, I should say, is the away team, so their security gate's not going to come into play tonight. We could have riots. We could have pitch invasions. We're playing in Hollywood tonight. So, without further ado, let's check out Discord. Looks like the coaches are in Discord. We'll get this game underway, shall we? Here we go. The final game of the season, the championship game. This is the third matchup between these two teams. The Dinnerbell Darlings won the first matchup in week 6 of the Chaos Cup, 1-0. That's kind of catchy. Would then meet them again in the Chaos Cup Championship, and then they would defeat the Dinnerbell Darlings. So it's tied 1-1 this season between these two teams. And how fitting that the tiebreaker be the championship match. Elden Marina says, don't ignore that hypnotic gaze, dude. Fair point. Yeah, Hypno could be a pretty strong skill in this matchup. We'll see. Nobody with the fame advantage this evening. Sweet Bunny did pick up the Wizard, picked up Roxana. So there's that cage busting player we talked about. Picked up Roxana and a Wizard. Ended up getting a Babe out of that as well. The Babe's going to allow your KO roll to succeed on a 3+ instead of a 4+. That's kind of catchy. Going to be on offense to start with. Elves generally like being on defense to start a game. Like I said, only Roxana and a Wizard and a Babe. Elven team in this sort of what would I call this? Like a wedge formation here. They're giving up the sidelines. There's old Kevin Bacon, number 1. He's the left inner linebacker in this formation. Two of these 3 journeymen on the line currently. You can see Roxana replacing the 3rd player, so that puts the 3rd journeyman in the reserve box. Roxana with that massive speed of 8. Again, she has Juggernaut. She's a blodger. She has jump up. She has leap. All star players are loners. Eight seconds to set up here for That's Kind of Catchy. Massive gap in the line here. Roxana back to receive. That'll be it. Neither team has a kicker. Finals underway. Yay! We've got sweltering heat in the championship. Let's go! Nuberina says, where's Hank the Ranger? Sweltering Heat's really gonna mess with some plans here. At the end of the drive, everybody's rolling a D6. Some of these players may be out with heat stroke for the follow-up drive, so it can be really scary to end a drive when there's sweltering heat in play. Clavius, thank you for the bits. B.1234. I apologize for the scare. That's kind of catchy. Sending Came Fan, he's the number 10 journeyman, back behind Queso Bill over in the right wide zone. Are you not entertained? The number 1 Witch Elf. She's going to move back to the 14-yard line over the left side of the pitch. That's kind of catchy. Setting up some protection here on the ball before the pickup. You can see he's setting up this wall of protection. Two-die blitz to get things started in the right wide zone. Queso Bill's going to stand firm on the push result. Good 2+ dodge away by who's on first. That's right. Where is that guy? Oh, did he drop the death roller? It looks like he dropped the death roller, and that's why that's kind of catchy. He only picked up the one the 1-star player. Boo! Boo! Failed 2+ pickup. He's not going to spend the reroll here. That is perfectly fine. That'll be a turnover. I mean, strategically, it was a good decision to drop the death roller. It's an extra 160K that you're not giving up. Two marks on say hello to my little friend, the number 6 lineman over in the left wide zone. Dinnerbell Darlings are probably going to take a number of marks here. Look at a blitz as well. As a Dwarven team, they want to bash. That means they want to get blocks. They want to get as many blocks as they can. So they want to set up some marks. So next turn, they can go ahead and take those blocks. Otherwise, they'll be limited to a blitz a turn. Yeah, I know. I wanted to see a death roller. I thought he was just being cocky. First, he'll get the knockdown here. 9+ breaks armor. He has my... Just shy of an armor break. Going to get the assist to take the block on Camfan, the journeyman. Two-die block on that journeyman. Gets the knockdown due to the block skill. Well done. Most of these dwarves have block. Most of them have guard, which means they'll also get assists. So to see these dwarves, because of their speed and because of their propensity to bash, they want to stay grouped up anyway. That's why guard is such a really good early pick on a level 2 dwarf. Turn 2 back to that's kind of catchy. Cleffy says that prone elf has now passed the defensive line, though. That could be a problem for Doug. It could be. That elf can break away. Passing is probably the easiest for elven teams in general. Some are better at it than others, of course. He could score early, but then, boy, sweltering heat might be a problem. He could just be rolling the dice. He could be praying to Nuffle and hoping that works out. Sweet Bunny, that is, hoping that works out in his favor. If he can get a really lopsided drive due to sweltering heat, he might be able to snatch this ball back and score again. Good handoff to Roxana. Ball's going to sit on that's kind of catchy's 16-yard line. Cleffius praying to Nuffle. Going in for the assist here. This is what we were talking about earlier. He's trying to find a way to just not dodge everyone. It's not going to negate the assist from Meal Deal. He has guard. He could also just be taking marks because he has a play in mind. He wants to just keep these dwarves sitting right where they are. Blitz still on the table. Here it is. Good dodge blitz. Going in for the one die on Paul Funyon. He gets the knockdown. Whoa! Oppo spent on Paul Funyon. Can he save him? He cannot! That is a great removal for That's Kind of Catchy. Well done. He's gonna work this into a 2-die block. Got the 1 die. Remove Paul Funyon. That is the end of Paul Funyon's career. See you later. And he was able to translate that into a 2-die block, which worked out very well. And now he gets the 1 dodge of Say Hello to My Little Friend. Exactly what we were talking about in the pregame. Really well done by Sweet Bunny here. Yeah, and running Campan down pitch as a potential scoring threat that's going to force the Dinnerbell Darlings to have to cover him in some fashion. The more dwarves that are in the backfield, the less there are punching you in your face at the line. Big gap here, but these dwarves are very slow. So I don't think anyone can really get... Well, Guac Holiday can't reasonably get a mark on Roxana. Could technically. Mighty Blow Blitz. 2-die blitz. Got the POW on number 7. Looking for an 8+. I'm sorry, looking for a 9+. Didn't get it. Kevin Bacon will be the one to mark the receiver. He is one of 2 of the fastest players on this roster, an MA of 6. Still a far cry from the MA7 and MA8 players That's Kind of Catchy has. Guac Holiday, the other runner, he's going to move forward. Kevin Bacon taking that mark not only means he has coverage on this potential receiver, but he has it with a player who can keep pace, and it kind of keeps Kevin Bacon a little safe. You know, you can keep Kevin Bacon for offense. Turn 3, back to That's Kind of Catchy now. Remember, they do have a wizard. Five dwarves currently marked. And there goes number 6 down the left sideline. It's now on the opposing 6-yard line. Stands up number 7. What do you be thinking about a Mighty Blow blitz on the Sunday Kid? Roxana's going to retreat to That's Kind of Catchy's own 22-yard line. We've seen Sweet Bunny play this way before. He will retreat all the way back to his own end zone. And in the final few turns of the half, he'll try to leap forward. Maybe literally, but usually figuratively. He'll try to advance forward very, very quickly. He's just trying to keep that ball carrier out of harm's way. Trying to see if Doug's going to commit these really slow dwarves that far down pitch. Can't imagine he will. There's that blitz on the Sunday Kid we were talking about. We'll get a push out of this. Doesn't follow up. There'd be no point. Thanks to guard. Takes a 1 die block on the soyest of Rogers. Gets a push out of this. He doesn't have stand firm. He's going to have to get pushed back. Good dodge in the left side of the pitch in the left wide zone. Bazinga, the number 4 blitzer, dodges away to safety. 24 seconds left. In turn number 3 for That's Kinda Catchy. Repositioning his protective screen. 2 dodges. Well done. A 3+ to a 2+ with who's on first. It's 2 receivers. I'm sorry, 3 receivers down pitch. Failed a GFI here. He's gonna spend the reroll. 3 potential receivers. That's Kinda Catchy. He's down to 2 rerolls for the half. Doug the Minotaur now has some choices to make. Sweep on A, trying to pull some of these dwarves off the line. And if not, then you'll have players in position ready to score when the time comes. 2 die block on number 5, breaks armor, gets a stun. Two die block by Kevin Bacon. It's going to be a push against the number 10 Journeyman, looking to make a name for himself. Takes a mark on Bazinga over in the left wide zone. 2 marks, one with the Troll Slayer, one with the Longbeard Butch Casserole. One minute left in turn number 3. Takes a mark on That's What She Said. Might be trying to blitz. That's what she said. I think he might go for the blitz on Mardar instead. Like he says, I would just go full on aggro. If it forces him to score earlier, all the better. He's going to try to take out the permanent player here. He got the POW. Can he get a 9+? He's got it. Gets the KO. Well done. 10v10 on the pitch now. Went for the player with block, worked out. Mighty blow. Was able to help him out there and got the removal. El Nibrino says, the sweltering heat affect how you approach initiative, though. Better to score sooner / more to hopefully get rid of it or to leverage it. The way I play it, I am not suggesting this is the only correct way or even a correct way at all, but I really don't like leaving things to the dice. And so I try to avoid sweltering heat. Or I try to avoid the kickoff for as long as possible. Yeah, Clivey says sweltering heat has got to be more beneficial to elves than dwarves. I think I think that's true if elves are on offense. On defense, I'm not so sure. But pound for pound, piece for piece, I would agree with you. I think a dwarf being removed is more valuable to That's Kinda Catchy than an elf being removed is to the Dinnerbell Darlings. El Nuberino reminds us of Hank the Ranger's old adage, It only takes 3 elves to score. No real action in a minute here in turn 4 for That's Kind of Catchy. Trying to figure out where they're going to go. Sunday Kid and Queso Bill are knocking on Roxana's door. Might be deciding if he's going to go for the pass here or if he can keep the ball carrier safe for another turn. Whoa, going for the GFI blitz. Failed the GFI. Is that kind of catchy? They're not going to spend the reroll. And that'll be a turnover. Went for the GFI blitz, decided it wasn't worth it to spend the reroll. And that's a lost turn. Now the Dinnerbell Darlings getting an opportunity to get aggressive here. The KO on Bazinga to start this turn. 2-man player advantage now for the Dinnerbell Darlings. 10v9 on the pitch. Got the pal on number 10. Breaks armor again. And another removal. This time an injury, so this is a permanent removal. 3-man player advantage for the Dinnerbell Darlings. Can he make it 4 here? He needs a 9+. He has Mighty Blow. He cannot. Three-man player advantage? 2-man player advantage, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's 10v8. It's 2-man player advantage. Dinnerbell Darlings, they have a block and a blitz. I imagine they'll take both. Life is asking, can he get someone to the ball carrier? He can. Queso Bill could have, he can't blitz her, but Queso Bill could have marked her, and Sunday Kid can mark her. There's the assist for the block on Mardar. The journeyman over in the right wide zone. 2-die block. This will get the knockdown. 9+ with Mighty Blow. Doesn't break armor. Now the blitz. Trying to take this Witch Elf out of the game. He's got the pal. Just needs the 8+ with Mighty Blow. Mighty Blow can effectively make this a 7+. Got the injury. Well done. I imagine the Oppo is going to be spent here. And Are You Not Entertained will be saved. Well done to the doctor. Great blitz by Doug the Minotaur to take out the one remaining Witch Elf. Oppo's going to spend it, but that's the Oppo himself spent for That's Kind of Catchy. 3-man player advantage now for the Dinnerbell Darlings. That's Kind of Catchy. He's going to have to make some moves. They've only got one player left downfield. They are in scoring position. That's who's on first. Second quarter begins. Turn number 5. That's Kind of Catchy with 2 rerolls left for the half. This very, very hot first drive of the game. Doug the Minotaur has gotten behind the remaining elves. It's going to make it very, very difficult, nigh impossible, to reposition these elves to protect Roxana. Sweet Bunny's gonna have to make a move here, and it looks like that's exactly what he's doing. Good dodge by Roxana. 1, 2, 1, 2. He's got a long bomb to who's on first currently. But it looks like he's going to try to protect Roxana. So he's going to try to set up some semblance of a cage. No, oh, it's a long pass. 3+ pass fails. He's got to re-roll this. Good pass. No interception. Good reception by number 8. And I believe this will be 1-0. Well done by That's Kinda Catchy. Great score. Almost the entire length of the pitch there. That's Kinda Catchy. He's going to take the lead in this ball game. But remember, sweltering heat is in play. Both KOs come back thanks to that Bloodweiser Babe. So just one out with Heatstroke today, and it's this drive, and it's the soyest of Rogers with 4 turns left for the Darlings. Good reception there to score. Very well done by Sweet Bunny to get on the board and to give him an opportunity to reset his team. No, only one out. Only one out of both teams. Yeah, only one out of both teams. There's only the Soyest of Rogers is out this drive. But who knows what magic the next drive holds? So it'll be 11v11 on the pitch again. With just 4 turns left, That's Kinda Catchy. You will have a pretty, I don't want to say an easy time, but an easier time of trying to stop the score. Remember, they're up against a fairly slow team, so in order for Doug the Minotaur to score, he's really going to have to motor every turn. This could be made a lot easier with a kicker. Unfortunately, That's Kinda Catchy doesn't have one, so hopefully they can get a deep kick out of this. That's right, he still has a wizard as well. All right, giving up the wide zones here to the Dinnerbell Darlings. I don't think that's bad at all. Again, these doors are very, very slow. He just needs to stay in front of the ball. If you can stay in front of the ball, they'll have a pretty decent time of stopping the score. 2 players to look out for, the 2 runners. Guac Holiday over here, currently in the left wide zone. And, of course, Kevin Bacon. Cliff says, who's he keeping behind the runner? I think he's going to move, but that's General So. I think he's going to reposition him. Well, maybe he won't, because General So has AG4. Six-player line for the Dinnerbell Darlings currently. 4 on the line, 2 ends. Can we even call them ends? We'll call them wide. They're wide receivers. Here's the kick. Perfect defense. That's Kinda Catchy. Gets to reset their defense. I imagine they may here, but maybe not too much. Let's see what they decide to do. Cliffy says a dwarf with AG4. That's heresy of the highest order. A dwarf with AG4 is what caused a tear in the fabric of space-time and opened a hole to the warp, and that started the whole Warhammer 40k universe. Fun fact. it was a dwarf with AG4 in a game of Blood Bowl. A dwarf with AG4 was just the embodiment of pure madness. Pure magic. Unleash just raw, unbridled emotion. That's kind of catchy. Resetting here. They've got 5 on the line now. 4 linebackers in sort of an off-kilter position here. They've got Roxana back as a safety, as is the Witch Elf. Well, we'll see if the ball stays on the pitch. It will not. That's a touchback. Doug, the Minotaur, will absolutely take that. Puts it in the hands of General So. I'm surprised it's not in the hands of Kevin Bacon. Turn 5. 4 turns for the Dinnerbell Darlings to get on the board here. They'll be on offense in the second half of the game as well. Good push. Two-die block against Urel. Another one of these journeymen gets a pal here. Breaks armor. Got the removal. Well done. One-man player advantage for the Dinnerbell Darlings now. There's so much mighty blow on this roster at this point. Two-die block on who's on first. Another opportunity to get a removal here. Got a stun out of it. Minute 9 seconds left to play in turn number 5. Dinnerbell Darlings trying to figure out what their game plan is to get on the board. Dinnerbell Darlings really want to score if they can. If they score in the second half, giving really any amount of time to this Dwarven team can allow them to win the game. Otherwise, if you stall it out, you're going to overtime, and then you might be in danger. You're putting your fate in the hands of a coin flip as to whether this Elven team's going to get the ball or not. Two-die block. He'll get the knockdown against number 7. Well done. Good blitz. Kevin Bacon, I'm sorry, General So is going to move forward to the Dinnerbell Darlings on 6-yard line. There's that cage formation, keeping this cage wide because he knows there's a wizard in play. He doesn't want to give 5 players as a target for the wizard. Also allows them to control more pitch than just a 3x3 square. Turn 6 now. 3 turns remaining in the first half. That's kind of catchy in the lead. The last time these two teams met, That's kind of catchy came out on top. That's kind of catchy. He's going to start applying some pressure. The number 6 lineman back behind the cage on the right side of the ball carrier. 2-die block against Wyatt Burp. Gets a push out of this. The push result is the only result on the die that has that's on the die twice. Every other result is on the die once. That's kind of catchy. He's not terribly concerned with getting this ball back. If he finds an opportunity, he'll absolutely take it and try to get on the board again. But otherwise, he just needs to stay in front of the cage and prevent the score. I would be surprised if Doug the Minotaur doesn't try some sort of gambit to fish for that wizard and get it out of play for the second half. Good dodge, going for the 2-die blitz here. He can take a both down result and wrestle to the ground. Instead, he's going to take a push. Boot Polish asks, is there a way they both lose or at least Bacon dies? Oh boy. Oh boy, the entire world will shake with glee. Shake with the shouts, the screams of glee if Kevin Bacon were to die in this game. Poor Kevin Bacon. The highest leveled player in the league this season. Kevin Bacon with 27 touchdowns this season, 1,368 yards running, 4 casualties inflicted, 1 surf, and of course he was the MVP once. Good 2+ dodge. Repositioning this defense, just needs to stay in front of the ball. He understands. He understands that he has to protect mid-pitch as well. I mean, this ball is probably not just going to move forward. He can move here. He can move here. He's got movement options. Only when an opponent starts to commit to a wide zone can you start to enclose them and cut off their movement options. Otherwise, you've got a lot of pitch to cover. Like he says, I did manage to get a level 5 blitzer after my last game, I believe, but I've never gotten anything higher than that ever. Level 7 is the highest. Because of our season format, that is highly improbable. But still certainly possible. 2-die blitz to get things started. This is against Mardar. Gets the knockdown, but doesn't break armor. If the Dinnerbell Darlings are able to threaten the score by turn 7, you can bet that wizard will be popped. That's kind of catchy. Absolutely wants to stop the score here. Looks like the ball might be shifting back to mid-pitch. Maybe right here or here. Oh boy, that's a lot of GFIs. I don't know if he wants to do that. He's going to stop just shy of the GFI. He'll definitely pull somebody in to cover on the right side here. I'm sorry, on the left side. Takes a mark on number 7, also trying to cut off number 2 and number 4. And there's that player on the left side of General So. Well done to negate the assist as well. That'll be the turn. Turn 7, back to That's Kind of Catchy. They have 1 re-roll left for the half. Dinnerbell Darlings have yet to spend a team re-roll. Over 30 seconds into the into the turn now. Sweet Bunny really trying to figure out what to do here to stay in front of the ball. You can see that Doug the Minotaur is trying to prevent Sweet Bunny from being able to protect this area here. He's got this little group of dwarves here to try to carve out some pitch. Stand Firm can certainly help with that. Although nobody has Stand Firm there except for this fella here. Boot Polish says, more rerolls than turns? It's like playing with a death roller. Peppy says, drawing out the wizard would be decent. Scoring would obviously be the ideal for Dog. Yes, indeed. Went for the block. 1 die block on Queso Bill, but he's going to stand firm. I said he's the only one who would stand firm, but you know what? It worked out. So even though Sweet Bunny here he's walked into a bunch of marks, I don't think this is too bad because this is going to stop a whole bunch of dwarves from being able to move with the ball carrier. 2 die blitz on leftovers. Gets the knockdown. Well done. Sells 1 point of movement left with the blitzer. It's going to have to pull Roxana and the Witch Elf back to around here-ish. Maybe here. Oh, it pulls the Witch Elf over to Mark. Wanted to get the assist here. Gets a push out of it. Oh boy, scary stuff. Scary stuff. 12 seconds to go. I think Roxana needs to get back into a safety position. There she goes. Well done. Still has number 6 to activate. He can apply some pressure here. He can cover in the gap. It looks like that's what he's going to do. To the best of his ability, anyway. He didn't want to take the mark. So currently that gap is covered. We'll see for how long, though. Gets a push on Giggity Giggity. The number 3 blitzer. He has tackle. Dinnerbell Darlings need to end this turn in scoring position. If it's General So, then he's going to have to be 7 spaces away from the end zone, which is going to be the 16-yard line. I'm sorry, it's going to be the 14-yard line. Right? 14? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be the 12-yard line. Under a minute to play in turn 7. The Dinnerbell Darlings trying to figure out how to get in the scoring position and to keep it safe so they can score in turn 8. Wizards still on deck. Dinnerbell Darlings have enough rerolls for the rest of the half. Oh boy. Oh boy. Gets a 2-die block on answer to life 42. That's going to be a push. Is he going to try to run? He's not going to try to run. What is he? What's the plan? Takes the blitz on who's on first. He got the POW here, so maybe he's going to try to run to the left? Finally got somewhere to go, but man, that eats up so much movement, moving that much laterally. Unless he's going to hand off to Guac Holiday. Oh, he's not handing off to Guac Holiday. It looks like he is going to move to the left. With 4 seconds left, he's got to make a decision. Here's the movement. General So moving to the left. GFIs to get to the 8-yard line. Trying to find a way where the defense is maximally out of position. We'll take a mark here. Yes, sir. Turn 8 for That's Kind of Catchy. Well, let's count it up. Guac Holiday can score, and the biggest Ragu can score, and I believe that's it. So those are the scoring threats now. Oh, Meal Deal can score? My goodness. My goodness. So Guac Holiday, the obvious big threat. He's the leader as well. Meal Deal can technically get there, but any lateral movement will prevent him from getting there. So maybe he's not a high priority by any means. But the biggest Ragu can certainly get there. He is a big priority as well. 2-die block against leftovers. Got a POW. Breaks armor. Got a KO. Man, every KO against a Dwarven team I'm here for. Good removal. We'll see if it sticks for the second half of the game. I don't know what you do about Guac Holiday. Oh, double skulls. He's got a... Oh, my goodness. Got the POW on Meal Deal. No more rerolls for That's Kind of Catchy. What are you going to do about Guac Holiday? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It's 2 GFIs with Roxana to get on Guac Holiday. He just does it with the Witch Off. That's fine. But she's AV7. I mean, I guess Roxana's AV7 as well. I thought for sure he'd go for the blitz over here. He'd pull in. I thought he'd pull Roxana in and then go for the blitz and then try to find a way to get the 2-die here. But yeah, the Witch Elf does have sidestep. So he needs the knockdown to get away from her. 6 seconds to go. Get as many marks as possible. Roxana's gonna stay put. Turn 8, final turn of the first half. General So can go 1, 2, 3, 4 for the handoff, but that's a marked handoff. That's Kind of Catchy, holding on to their wizard. I think they've done a pretty good job here of trying to stop the score. We'll see if it works out. The Dinnerbell Darlings do have a reroll. 2 players in scoring position, the biggest Ragu and Guac Holiday. 2-die block rolls into a both standing result. He did not want that result. Was trying to free up the biggest Ragu. That's an AG2 dodge. Ooh. Takes a 1-die block against Mardar. He's going to get the POW here. Breaks armor. Gets a stun. Not sure he can really do anything with that block. He was looking to get a removal. Good 3+ dodge by Guac Holiday. So he's going to try to pass. It's going to be a short pass to Guac Holiday. AG4 pass to a 3+ catch. We'll see if it works out. He does have a reroll. He can GFI to make it a... He can GFI to make it a quick pass. Nope, short pass it is. Good pass! Failed the reception. He's going to spend the reroll here. He's looking for a 3+. He's got it! Wow! Dinnerbell Darlings score in turn 8 to tie this game up. Open up a hole to avoid the interception. Had the reroll for the catch. And was able to tie this game up. El New Burrito says, Elf BS. Wait, no, Dwarf BS. Oh, I was going to say the Troll Slayer looked like he wasn't coming back onto the pitch, but he is. We'll see who's out with heat stroke to start the second half of this game. Oh, no. Wow. So Roxana can't take the heat. She'll be out this drive. And 3 of these dwarves are out this drive as well. Wow. So it's going to be 11 v8 on the pitch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 v8 on the pitch. Dinnerbell Darlings. The game plan is they're going to try to stall this out till turn 16 and score to try to win this game 2-1. But they have a 2-man player disadvantage. And 3 players removed from the pitch entirely, which is big for this Dwarven team. Here's the kick, and that's kind of catchy. Even though neither team has the fame advantage, it looks like Nuffle favoring That's Kind of Catchy. Very shallow kick. I wonder if that was on purpose or not. We'll see. That's Kind of Catchy gets to reset their defense into any legal defensive formation. You have to have 3 players in any one of these 7 squares. You can put a maximum of 2 players in either of these wide zones, which I keep dragging my window, which are these areas here, all the way down the length of the pitch. Big loss in Roxana, but 3 dwarves out is a big loss for the Dinnerbell Darlings. Tachyon Speed with the odds calculations. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for that. Was there an error, huh? All right. It looks like MAMLbot's not working. Boo. Boo, MAMLbot. Shallow kick. Turn 9. Second half begins. We're going right into a block on the line. Gets the knockdown on the right end. Boot Poller says, you failed to take into account this league's 900% GFI failure rate. Successfully has blocked down 3 of the players on the line. Oh, I'm so annoyed that the bot's not working. Boo! Boo, boo, boo! Breaks armor on the knockdown here. Gets a pretty good stun out of this. Well done. Moves leftovers, the number 4 Troll Slayer. Back behind the ball. He's going to try to pick the ball up at General So. Tech on Speed says, is that bot based on Extra Arms bot? Because that bot is dead, dead, dead. No, I wrote it myself. It's based on nothing. It's based on me. which may account for why it's not working. Good KO in the left wide zone there. Good 2+ pickup with the AG4 General So. One dive block in the right wide zone. Spends the wide zone? Spends the reroll. Rolls into a both standard result. That's the end of the turn. Turn 9 for That's Kind of Catchy now. 5 is based on me is also the slogan for my army of Blood Bowl playing clones. Not mine, let me tell you. Mine's called Based on You. Sweet Buddy trying to find a way to get some of these elves free. Doesn't want to roll a whole bunch of dodge dice. He's going to want to take some blocks, get some pushes. He's got a 2-die against Guac Holiday. Yeah, oh, both stand result. That's going to be a wrestle to the ground. Could be worse. But now he doesn't have a player standing against the biggest Ragu. And unfortunately, the Sunday Kid does have guard. Tech on Speed says, no fireball. When will the dwarves go boom? Who's to say? But I'm sure it'll be at some point. 42 seconds left in turn number 9. Stand up blitz against Sunday Kid. Gets the POW. Can he get a 10+? Can't get it. Plenty of movement left with Mardar. Might just stay where he is so he can get the 2-die with the biggest Ragu. Witch Elf in the safety position will move over and just cross into the left wide zone with 20 seconds to play in the turn. Decides not to take the 2-die block against the biggest Ragu. He's going to dodge that Journeyman back over to the left side of the pitch. Wants to try to stop this score. Wants to try to recover the ball, in fact. Two good dodges by who's on first to get back to safety. Good coverage in front of that ball carrier. Good coverage? Good protection in front of that ball carrier. Turn 10. Takes a mark on Mardar. It's a 2-die on Mardar. Gets a push out of it. elects to follow up. Following up is a good way for these slow dwarves to get some movement. If they're going to take a block and stay put, staying put's pretty costly. Move so slowly, but if you follow up on a block and you're moving in the direction you want to go on the follow-up, that's 25% of your movement allowance that you've just moved. 2-die blitz on number 7. He'll get the knockdown with the Troll Slayer. Has to follow up due to frenzy, otherwise he would have got another block out of it. Leftovers, the number 4 Troll Slayer, now at center pitch on the opposing 4-yard line. Guac Holiday is going to stand up and move down pitch to the opposing 6-yard line. And there's General So. He's going to shift to the right. He's now relatively caged up here on the 4-yard line. Wizards still in play. The Darlings down to 2 rerolls for the game. Turn 10 for That's Kinda Catchy. Let's see, Doug the Minotaur is just making this defense run back and forth. Eking out, carving out a few more yards every turn. Very orc-like, but slower, slower and more resilient. Stands up number 7. Took a mark on Guac Holiday with the number 11 Journeyman. Sweet Bunny trying to figure out how to stop this run and maybe get at this ball. Takes a mark on Kevin Bacon. Oh, you never mark Kevin Bacon! 2-die block on Wyatt Burp. He got the pal here. Can he get a 10 plus out of it? He cannot. AV9's pretty tough. Deck on Speed says, I'd bet on a wizard next turn should the elves' armor hold. Clifey says he does have a large player advantage. He might be trying to leverage that. That's what she said. The number 2 blitzer. Oh, stand up, downhill blitz against General So. And this is going to be a decent blitz. It's going to be a push. Hank the Ranger says, nice sweltering heat. Now if the game goes to kicks, we'll have the we'll have the perfect game of Blood Bowl. Stand up, uphill 2-die blitz. Got a pow and a push on an uphill block. Your opponent chooses which die is going to be used. Naturally, Doug the Minotaur is going to choose the push. Looks like there might be some connectivity issues. This is, yeah, we got a choice. There it is. Pushes General So forward a space. Doesn't follow up. Food Polish says, I guess it's too much to ask for a pal misclick. You get so excited seeing the pal, you're like, oh yeah, that. "20 seconds left in turn 10. That's kind of catchy with all 3 rerolls remaining. Shifts the Witch Elf back in front of the ball carrier. Doesn't have a whole lot of protection in this direction. fails a dodge with number 9. He's not going to spend the reroll there, and that'll be a turnover. He could move the ball carrier in this position here, but it'll be tough to get some dwarves to follow. Turn 11 for the Dinnerbell Darlings now. Doug the Minotaur trying to figure out where to go with this ball. I suspect he's going to try to shimmy over to the right. If he can make the left work, maybe he goes for that, but there's a lot of commits to that. He's going to have to block down number 8. He's going to have to block down number 5. Looks like he's going to go for the block on number 5 first. See where it ends up. He got the knockdown. I would say Doug the Minotaur definitely doesn't want this to go to overtime, but now I'm not so sure. I mean, of course you want to win, regardless. But if it came down to a tough choice between exposure and going to OT, I don't know. I might want to get back my 3 players. I don't know. Problem is, if you lose the coin toss to the elves, that can be really, really scary. Unless you've murdered all of them by that point. So he is indeed going to shimmy over to the right. Ball moves 1 space forward, is now secured in the right wide zone on the 8-yard line. Boot Polish says there's a suspicious amount of living elves. 1-die blitz got the POW on number 8. Oh, Kevin Bacon, you monster. Gets the follow-up now, and now he has 5 more spaces of movement. And Kevin Bacon gets back into this cage. Well done by Doug the Minotaur. Turn 11 back to That's Kinda Catchy. They got a little aggressive here a couple of turns ago, and now they're finding a number of their players picked off. They're going to want to stand them up, maybe leave them where they are. I think these 3 here want to get back into this ball game. Wow, still no fireball here for That's Kinda Catchy. When you have a wizard hidden in the stands, once per game, you can spend it on a fireball or a lightning bolt. You can do that immediately before your turn or after your turn, but you can't do it in the middle of your turn. Minute 19. Yeah, I mean, a decent fireball there could have got this ball clear. An overtime fireball would be magical. 2-die block on Guac Holiday as a push. Number 2 blitzer is going to move in front of the cage. "39 seconds left in turn 11. Sweet Bunny really trying to figure out where he wants to be. He's already actioned a number of players. He's going to set up a column covering the right wide zone. He has that witch elf in the rear of that column. Wow, very narrow column here. I might have set him up here if he would end up here. But he wanted to get the mark on Kevin Bacon. 2+ dodge by the journeyman to reposition Mark Thesaurus of Rogers. That way, if Thesaurus of Rogers takes a block, the follow-up would have to go in the opposite direction. Takes a 1 die against Wyatt Burp, wrestles him to the ground. That's a good trade. Wyatt Burp reduced to 1 MA. But he'll use that to get the assist on number 5. We are down to potentially the final 5 turns of the season. Turn 12 for the Dinnerbell Darlings. The game is scored. The game is tied 1-1 right now. Sweltering heat in this final championship game. The Dinnerbell Darlings have 2 rerolls left. That's kind of catchy. Have 3. "29 teams this season, boiled down to these final 2. Doug the Minotaur with a very impressive run with these dwarves this season. Looking to close it out with a season championship. He's currently the Spike Magazine Trophy Champion. That's kind of catchy, the Chaos Cup Champions. 40 seconds left to play. Doug the Minotaur really thinking about what to do here. Boot Polish says, I personally help level players on both teams. If someone wins, they owe me a piece. Incidentally, I don't think I played, I know I didn't play Doug. I don't think I played Sweet Bunny. 2-die blitz with 18 seconds left on the clock gets a push. Left on the clock in this turn, that is. 2-die block gets a pow against the number 11 journeyman. Breaks armor. Doesn't get a removal, though. Gets a stun. Potentially real good stun here if you can capitalize. Ooh, good dodge. Hands off to Guac Holiday, but fails the handoff. Spends the reroll. Got it in the hands of Guac Holiday, but oh, where's Guac gonna go? Gonna stay put. He's just trying to reposition to get a good cage here. Got the pow. Oh boy. Takes a 1-die. Takes a 1-die with 2 seconds. Gets the knockout on number 9. Breaks armor. Gets a stun. Well done. Turn 12, back to that's kinda catchy. Three of these dwarves are behind the ball. 6 are ahead of it. One-man player advantage for that's kinda catchy right now. If he says fireball, you can get 4 dwarves. Odds are you get 2, but I don't know. Like, it's so random that I don't know if it's worth it here. 2-die block gets a push here against General So. Is he thinking about the reroll? He's not. Runs away number 6. Not only to keep him safe, but to have a potential scoring threat. One minute left on the clock. That's both these coaches, man, they are really thinking through these turns, and I would be too. Tie ball game. time running down. Just a handful of turns left in regular play for the championship, for the league championship. Not only does every turn matter at this point, especially with players dwindling on both sides and with sweltering heat in play, but every single action can be critical in this matchup. Doug always has to be cognizant of that wizard. Sweet Bunny always has to be careful of having a team a defense in a formation that can stay in front of this cage and prevent the score at the least. And then, and only then, does he look for opportunities to try to break this cage and recover this ball. Remember, he would have had Roxanne, who would have been a great cage buster, but she's out with sweltering heat this drive. 2-die blitz against the biggest Ragu, looking for a 10+ here. He'll get a pal, he'll get the knockdown. This is going to be a good knockdown. Decides not to follow up, has plenty of movement left with Giggity Giggity, the number 3 blitzer. Takes a mark on Kevin Bacon to cape the 2-die, the 1-die block on Kevin Bacon. He's strength 4. Got the pal on Kevin Bacon. Can you get a 9+? He can't follow up to defend. Can he get a 9+? Didn't get the 9+, but it doesn't matter. Very good block there by Sweet Bunny. 4th quarter begins in this game. 1-1 is the score. Dinnerbell Darlings, they take a mark on who's on first. The number 8 lineman at the 10-yard line in the middle of the pitch. Takes a mark on the Witch Elf over in the right wide zone. Two-die block against that what she said. It's either a push or a both standing result. Unless the Darlings re-roll this, they have one re-roll. They're going to take the both standing result. Look at that. Look at that Witch Elf blowing a kiss. Ah, she's just taunting you. Two-die blitz. Gets the knockdown against who's on first. I'll stay put on that blitz. You'd be able to get the Soysa Rogers back on this, but Leftovers is going to stay put. 35 seconds left. Advances the Sunday Kid over into the right wide zone on the 10-yard line. He's going to take a mark on 3 opposing Dwarven players. Soysa Rogers will come in and take a mark on Giggity Giggity right in front of the ball carrier. And the ball carrier, he'll move up to mark Giggity Giggity as well. Turn 13 for That's Kinda Catchy. All of the elves now mark except for the prone journeyman Mardar, the number 9 lineman, on the Dinnerbell Darlings 2-yard line over in the right wide zone. Oh, I'm sorry, and of course number 6. Say hello to my little friend. He's hanging out over in the left wide zone, waiting for a ball to be passed to him. Could spend a lightning bolt here. He's got a target of 5 dwarves. If that works out, it could be huge. Sweet Bunny might be considering it here, or he might be considering a different tactic. Going for the fireball. Got the ball carrier. Wow! Oh, what a scatter! What is happening? not going to re-roll that. My goodness. My goodness, what a scatter. Holy moly, after the fireball. 2 knockdowns, got the ball carrier. The ball's going to scatter right behind these dwarves. Two and a half knockdowns were the odds. He got 2. Ball's going to scatter out of the hands of everyone. And now it's going to be a fight for this ball. The ball currently on the ground on the 6-yard line. Two-die block on the Soyuz of Rogers, who got a chain push out of this. I imagine he might want to... Oh, he's going to push the dwarf on the ball. He's going to scatter on the ball and hope for a good scatter. Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, it's not bad. It's not bad. Oh, 20 seconds to go in this pivotal turn. Let's see what if Sweet Bunny can make something happen here. Takes a mark for the 2-die against the biggest Ragu. He'll get the knockdown here. Five seconds to go. He's gonna pull in that downfield elf. Takes a mark. He's got a 2-die blitz on leftovers. Got the POW. Is leftovers going to recover the ball? He is. 4+. Good pickup to a good dodge. Wow, what a recovery. What a turn by Sweet Bunny. 50-50 ball pickup worked out. And now, that's kind of catchy, in possession of this ball on turn 14. They have it on the opposing 4-yard line. Dinnerbell Darlings get a stun on who's on first. They're going to have to go after the ball on this turn. Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon's gunning for number 5. No skills on this number 5 lineman other than wrestle. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz. He's got the knockdown. We'll see where the ball scatters. Right in front of Kevin Bacon. Is he going to attempt to pick it up? Probably. Yeah. Good pickup with sure hands there. Sure hands gives you a free reroll on the pickup. You failed the first one, rolled a 6 on the second one. Natural 6s always succeed, natural 1s always fail. Dinnerbell Darlings recovering the ball here in turn 14, but they've been set back a turn of movement. Takes one GFI to get... Takes both GFIs. Yeah, he wants to regain that ground he lost. 2 GFIs, succeeds with Kevin Bacon. Failed dodge by number 14. He wanted to try something. He's going to spend his final reroll to make this 50-50 dodge a 75%. And it works out. Turn 14 for That's Kind of Catchy. Had to get some protection on Kevin Bacon there. Nine v8 on the pitch currently, I think, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9v8. Two-die block on Guac Holiday gets a POW here. A removal would be lovely for That's Kind of Catchy, but Always tough. Always tough against a Dwarven team. All resources spent except for that's kind of catchy's rerolls. They have one left for each turn in this game, but you can bet they're going to want to try to save them in case it goes to overtime. 2-die block. So both standing result against the Sunday Kid. He wanted more out of that. He wanted more out of that. Stands up the number 9 journeyman, Mardar. It's marked by a couple of dwarves. Moves in to get an assist against General So. Good dodge in the right wide zone by Answer to Life 42, the number 7 lineman. He's going to take a mark against Kevin Bacon. He's also marked by the soyest of Rogers, who's just behind Kevin Bacon. What he's looking to do here is he's looking to stop one of these dwarves from moving or force one of them to take the blitz. If it's going to be one, I imagine it'll be Kevin Bacon. Oh, uphill block on Kevin Bacon again. Works out here. Gets a push. Can't follow up due to fend, but he's gonna kind of chip away at that ball positioning. Take one space away from the Dinnerbell Darlings. Oh no, he's not. No, he's not. One die block gets General So. Wow, got a pal here. That's a good knockdown. Takes a one die block against leftovers. Rolls into a skull. He's like, oh, do I want to re-roll this? Do I want to re-roll this? He says, no, I'll take the skull and that'll be a turnover. 2 turns left. The Dinnerbell Darlings have the ball on the opposing 2-yard line. It's in the hands of who else? Kevin Bacon. Can they score? Turn 15. No re-rolls remaining. But he says he had a team re-roll that was just going to be lost anyway. It wouldn't be lost because he would keep it for overtime. That's exactly right. Tacky on speed. Hit the nail on the head. Cleffy says, keep it for the kicks. You can bet Doug the Minotaur is going to take every bit of time he needs to figure out what to do with his remaining 8 dwarves to try to win this championship. "45 seconds to go in turn 15 for the Dinnerbell Darlings." Doug the Minotaur trying to figure out where he wants to be, where he can be safe. He's got to get forward movement. He's got to end this turn in scoring position if he wants to score. Wizard has been spent, but the Darlings have no rerolls. Kevin Bacon blitz. He's got to get the knockdown against Mardar. Doesn't get a removal out of it. Where's Kevin Bacon going to go? Kevin Bacon's going to shift over to left wide zone, but it is a failed GFI. You know that fails 900% of the time, and that's going to be a turnover. Turn 15 for That's Kind of Catchy. He tried to get Kevin Bacon as safe as he could, get him into scoring position. Failed the GFI with no rerolls left. El Nubruna says, where's Merrick with the emergency GFI warning? Turn 15 for That's Kinda Catchy. They are not out of the woods. If they want to score, they still got to get people down pitch. But they have plenty of rerolls left. Oh, Claffius, thank you for the bits. Always a beautiful tune. I love it. It's really moving every time I hear that. 2-dive blitz on Wyatt Burp. Got the pal. This is a great pal here. Didn't follow up with number 2. It's number 2 going down pitch. Who's going after the ball? It's certainly not going to be number 11. Two GFIs. That's how you GFI. That's how you GFI. Number 2 is going to cross the line of scrimmage. Is now in the opposing left wide zone on the 8-yard line. 2+ dodge. Go through the 2+ pickup by Giggity. Good pickup. Going for the pass right now. Good pass. Gets the ball in the hands of number 2. What can the Darlings do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 2 GFIs to score. Leftovers can get there, and I think that's it. Yeah, it gets a player in position against number 4. I can get a mark with General So as well. But with no rerolls, boy. Takes a 2-dive block against the soyest of Rogers. Yeah, and keeps General So out of the picture with the Witch Elf. Turn 16 for the Dinnerbell Darlings. Really, there's nothing to do but dodge leftovers. I don't think the Darlings have any other choice here. Nobody else can get at the ball carrier at all. General So could technically do it, but you don't want to risk that with no rerolls. Everybody else is prone and out of play. All that's left to do, 1 dodge to here, or maybe in a different position. Failed the dodge, and that's going to be it for the Darling. 2 GFIs are all that stand between That's Kinda Catchy and a league championship. Here we go. They have a reroll. 1. Failed the GFI. Oh boy, he's got to reroll it. Failed it again. Failed the GFI again. Oh my goodness gracious. And we're going to overtime. Praise Nuffle! Wow! Oh, what a heartbreaking play. Rolled Snake Eyes. We'll see what happens in the sweltering heat. Here's the coin toss. If That's Kinda Catchy wins a coin toss, they're going to go on offense. Either team will go on offense, really. That's Kinda Catchy. They won. They're going on offense. They've got 9 players on the pitch versus 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 9v11, so it's a 2-man player advantage for the Dinnerbell Darlings now. Just one player out to the sweltering heat, and that's the number 6 lineman. So overtime works just like you're setting up a new game, or setting up a new half, I should say. The exception is you don't get back your rerolls. So the Dinnerbell Darlings have no rerolls left for this game, whereas That's Kinda Catchy has 2, unless something happens on the kickoff event table. Oh, I'm sorry, they didn't win. They're on defense. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. They're on defense. That's Kinda Catchy is going to be on defense. So Dinnerbell Darlings won the kickoff. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness, great turn 15 play by Sweet Bunny, only to have the championship stolen away by the whim of Nuffle. Rolled a snake eyes on the GFI. And now the Dinnerbell Darlings on offense. This is really the best they could hope for. They do not want to start this half on defense. These teams are going to have 8 turns to score. It is sudden death, so the first team to score will win the game. If there is no score by the end of turn 24, it's going to go to kicks. And kicks is basically a roll-off, but your rerolls factor into your roll-off. So the team with more remaining rerolls will have the advantage in the penalty kicks. 3-man defensive line for That's Kinda Catchy. We're seeing a little bit more of a standard defensive line here. They're strong on the right side, standard defensive formation. They're strong on the right side here. They pulled their 2 safeties in tight. They've got 2 cornerbacks, and here's the kick. Oh! Nuffle says, there's no more need for sweltering heat. Why don't we change to pouring rain? Oh, I couldn't ask for anything more. all of the catch-related stuff is -1, so it's going to be the catches, the interception attempts, and the pickup rolls are all going to be a -1. And that is a turnover for the Dinnerbell Darlings on the double skulls on the block. This is a huge opportunity for That's Kinda Catchy on turn 17. Dogs and Minotaur had a number of players free here. They could have moved them into position to get a protective pocket on the ball, but went for the block first, had no rerolls. That's why action order matters in this game. Most rolls that you take in this game, if you fail them, it's going to be a turnover, which means you want to do your least risky actions first and your most risky actions last. Moving is as unrisky as it comes because there's no die rolls unless you're GFIing. So generally, you want to move first. Of course, your opponent, knowing that, they'll try to prevent that and try to shake up your action order. Remember, this ball pickup's going to be a -1. The ball is on the Dinnerbell Darlings 16-yard line. 2-die blitz to get things started against Meal Deal. Gets a push. Just trying to open up a hole. Didn't work out. But you know, two plus dodges are mighty fine. Might come in this hole. No, he's going to go around the sideline. Takes a mark on the biggest ragu. Having even one team reroll is such a huge difference. Again, the example with the 50-50. You flip a coin, you have a 50% shot of flipping heads. But if you flip that coin twice, you've got a 75% chance of flipping heads. So when you're talking about something with so few states, like a coin flip, oh, fails the GFI on number 2. gonna spend a reroll here. He's down to 1. Gets on the ball. Good pickup by number 2. Didn't learn his lesson with the failed GFIs. Spends a reroll here. Recovered by the defense on the first turn of overtime. He's going to try to mark as many of these dwarves as he can, but fails a dodge again. When you're talking about so few states, able to re-roll is a huge boon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 GFI. Doesn't need it with the Kevin Bacon with the strength of 4. But he's going up against block. He's going to get a 2 die against Roxana. But who's first? I would go after the ball carrier first. With no rerolls, I would super go after the ball carrier. Is he going to GFI? Oh boy. I think he's going to try to block the blitzer back towards the Troll Slayer. Here it comes. 2 die Kevin Bacon blitz. He's going to get the knockdown. Where's the ball going to scatter? Scatters right to that 14-yard line. Kevin Bacon fails the pickup, rolls snake eyes on sure hands. Oh my goodness, that's a turnover. Turn 16. I'm sorry, turn 18 for That's Kind of Catchy. That was a 3/4 chance on the pickup and failed it. Roxana can get this ball and win this game if Sweet Bunny can find a way to make it happen. Turn 18 of this championship match. Roxana in scoring position. She has a massive AG of 5. That's still going to be a 2+ in the rain, 3+ pickup. Under a minute to go, turn 18. Blitz with Roxana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, blitz with Roxana. Here we go. 1 die blitz into a skull. Do you re-roll this? Sweet Bunny is trying to figure out the calculus here. He does not. And Roxana is stunned. That'll be a turnover. He elected to hold on to the re-roll. Turn 19 back to the Darlings. Life says, why block at all? He wanted to try to make that a 2 die pickup. I'm sorry, 2 die pickup. A 2+ pickup. Two die block on Who's on First by Kevin Bacon. Gets a push. Gets Who's on First off the ball. Every die roll's scary here for the Dinnerbell Darlings. They have no re-rolls. They'll get a push. They're going to push onto the ball with a frenzy follow-up. Playing hot potato with the ball. And now here's that second follow-up block. It'll be a push. Food Polish says, if I have learned anything in this game, it's not the GFI at any point or attempt blocks in overtime. Two die block gets a pow on the Witch Elf. Looking for an 8+ to break armor. This would be a big removal if he can get it. And he got it. The Witch Elf out of the game. Got the POW on that fragile Witch Elf, AV7. Very easy to break armor. Got an injury on the Journeyman as well. Dinnerbell Darlings with a number of removals this turn. Pulls back the Soyest of Rogers to mark Roxana, who's stunned. 2-die black back at the line of scrimmage, gets a POW against the number 9 lineman. Breaks armor yet again, and another removal for the Dinnerbell Darlings. It looks like That's Kind of Catchy had their opportunity. Gets a push. Yet another removal here by the Darlings. We're going into turn 19 for That's Kind of Catchy. I think the Ranger says you only need 3 elves. You only need 3 elves to score. Well, he's got 5. Turn number 19. He's going to start things off with a 1-die block on leftovers. He's going to push onto the ball and hope that ball scatters in his favor. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Who's on first can try to snake this ball here. It's going to be a tough pickup. Minute 29 left in turn number 19. Oh, I'm so happy with the weather. Sweltering heat all game. And then when the sweltering heat doesn't matter anymore, it's pouring rain. Perfect. Take on speed says looking like a punt here. Maybe so. If you're unfamiliar with punting in the game, so there's no mechanic for actually like punting the ball away like there is in American football. He can go in and pick up the... Fail to dodge. Is he going to re-roll this? He is. Spending his final re-roll here. Good dodge. He can pick the ball up and then pass like normal, but you don't need to have an actual player to receive to. You just choose a target square. So in Blood Bowl, a punt would be just pass the ball down pitch. Just put it somewhere else. And he did punt it, but he punted it backwards here. So he's trying, he's banking on this being a little safer for him. Punted the ball back to his own 20-yard line over in the left wide zone. He's got these elves here. The dwarves are still pretty far away from the ball. And that is an example of a punt. Let's see. Boot Polish says, are there 2 overtimes? No, just one. Just 1 overtime. Takes the mark on number 8. Man, I don't think I could have asked for a more exciting game here to finish out the season. Clivey says, I don't think I've actually seen someone punt in our league before. I certainly have. Out of desperation. I mean, I guess it's always out of desperation. But 2-die block against number 2. He'll get the knockdown here. He's got Mighty Blow, breaks armor, gets a stun. That's a great stun. No rerolls left for either team. If this goes to kicks, it's going to be pure random chance. You know what? It's not random chance. It's whoever prayed to Nuffle the most. Under a minute to play for the Darlings. No rerolls remaining. Blitz has been spent. He's opened up a hole for Guac Holiday to try to nab this ball if he wants. Breaks armor again. Another removal! This time by number 12. Dwarves doing what dwarves do. Murdering these elves. What's that? 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elves. 11v5 on the pitch. 6-man player advantage. And now these dwarves are just descending, coalescing onto the ball. Is he going to go for the pickup here? He is. This is a 50-50 pickup. Sorry, 75% with sure hands. Guac Holiday in possession of the ball on the Darlings' own 20-yard line. They were on offense to start with. They finally have the ball and can maybe get an offense going here. But they are very far behind. The ball's in the hands of the ball carrier, though, and with not a lot of defense remaining, they can very easily score in the remaining time allotted to OT. Turn number 20 for That's Kinda Catchy. They have 5 players left on the pitch, no rerolls. One of those players is Roxana, the star player, AG5. Guac Holiday is not Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon has a strength of 4. Guac Holiday only has a strength of 3. Cleffy says, how many players left for That's Kinda Catchy? 5. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of which is stunned. It's 11v5 on the pitch. Good 2+ dodge. Marks Kevin Bacon. El Negrino rooting for the offense. Jump up blitz by Roxana. This means she doesn't have to spend MA to blitz. Good dodge here. I wonder what the decision is. Oh, failed dodge on tackle. So good first dodge, failed second dodge. That's a turnover. Roxanne's going to stay on the pitch, though. Can't use your dodge skill against tackle. Tackle negates dodge, so he doesn't get the reroll. Turn number 21 for the Dinnerbell Darlings. They're on their own 18-yard line with the ball in the hands of Guac Holiday, the number 2 runner. Deciding to run with the ball first with no rerolls left. He says, let me start moving. The ball is now on the Darlings' own 6-yard line over in the left wide zone. Try to cage up this ball and just keep it safe and sound. If you can do that, you should have a fairly easy time of marching this ball down pitch. Big problem with dwarves is if they want to move fast, their runners move 6, but if they want to move in a cage, they're going to have some MA4 players, so players get left behind unless you can put up a pocket, protective line to screen the ball carrier. Two-die block on Giggity Giggity coming up. Keeps Roxana marked. He's going to keep everybody marked here for the rest of the game. Picking off these elves, trying to get between them and the ball carrier. He's going to go foul Roxana with one assist on the foul here. Breaks armor. Ah! Oh my goodness! You better get sent off for that. Wow, what a foul. Killed Roxana on the foul. The star player got sent off the pitch. But really good trade there. One dive blitz by That's Kinda Catchy. Gets a knockdown on Butch Casserole. Gets a great stun if he can get anything out of it. It's just tough with so few players left in the pitch. He has 4 left now. You should get 5 SPP for killing a star player. Failed dodge by number 3. Ah, he's gonna have to be dodging for the rest of this game and just put his hopes in Nuffle there. Turn 22 for the Darlings. There they go. They're gonna move 6 spaces. Good position for him to be in now because he doesn't have to have the front of the cage covered. Dinnerbell Darlings looking to score in turn 24. It's going to keep all of these elves marked. Sweet Bunny is going to have to pray to Nuffle. Four elves left on the pitch. Blitz on number 5 as a push. He's not going to push him toward the ball carrier, that's for sure. Turn 22, back to That's Kinda Catchy. They have 3 turns to try to get this ball back. They have 4 players to do it with. 2 are prone. When you are prone, you lose 3 MA. It costs 3 MA to stand up unless you have the jump up ability, which Roxana did before she died. R.I.P. Oh, failed to dodge again. Now, these dodges are not the 2+ dodges. These are a lot riskier because he's going into multiple tackle zones. That was a 50-50 dodge. Didn't work out. Turn 23 for the Darlings. I don't think he can do anything at this. Yeah, I don't think there's anything That's Kinda Catchy can do. Yep. Turn 24 to walk this ball in. And the Dinnerbell Darlings are the new Mid-Atlantic Mauling League champions. Congratulations to Doug the Minotaur on a fantastic game. What a game that was. 2-1 the final. The Dinnerbell Darlings are the new league champions with General So the MVP. I couldn't agree more. Wow, what a game that was. Dinnerbell Darlings had possession of the ball for about half the game. You know, when a Dwarven team picks it up, they tend to hold on to it. 26% ball possession for an Elvish team. Not uncommon. It's still a very close game. SPP for this evening, 12. Well, 11 for That's Kinda Catchy. They don't get to keep the SPP on Roxana. The Dinnerbell Darlings would have picked up 22. Wow, what a game that was. And so there it is. That's how this Blood Bowl has shaken out. The Dinnerbell Darlings. They defeated the previous league champions in the semifinals, the Knights of Nuffle, who worked their way up from the lower bracket. And then here in the finals, they had a rematch with That's Kinda Catchy. The 3rd time these 2 teams have met each other this season, and the Dinnerbell Darlings came out ahead this time. They are the new league champions. Congratulations again to Doug the Minotaur. Boy, what a game. I could not have asked for more. This has been an absolutely fantastic season. Just the level of play was unreal. I love this game. It is so much fun to play and to watch, to commentate, to talk about, to watch people paint up cool middies, to see people come up with new strategies and unique tactics. And it is just, there's no other game like this. I love it so, so much. I hope you guys had a blast this season. I did. I hope you'll join us for season 4. That'll probably start up in January. So we're gonna take some time off at the end of the season. We take a few weeks off. Most not because we don't want to play, but because we got to get new graphics and stuff. But it's also the holidays. People tend to not be around from the end of November all through December. So we just say, you know what? Enjoy your holidays. Then we'll get started back in January. But if you want to play with us, information will be on our website, and again, scheduling will get underway probably in January. When all of that starts, when signups begin, when scheduling starts, you'll be able to check out all that information on our website at maml.club. That's MAML.CLUB. Here on Twitch or on our social media pages on Twitter, Mastodon, and Facebook. You can listen to our podcast, Mammal Talk, in your favorite podcast app, and you can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. If you watch this game tonight and you don't want to play this game, come on, play Blood Bowl, man. Be a part of this. This is so much fun. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 2 and Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store. Until season 4, everybody, thank you so, so much for participating. All the coaches, everybody who came out to watch, everybody that hangs out in chat or in Discord, everybody that shows off their cool minis or things they purchased or ideas they had. That's what makes this league so special. I love it. I love you guys. I love this game. I hope to see you in season 4. Take care, everybody. And you know what? Enjoy your holidays. Let's do it. 3 assists on this foul. No. Yeah, he's dead. Oh, man.
Why you gotta be killing me? Oh, that's ridiculous. Oh, that is so not worth it.
Oh, boy.
Oh, poor Mr. McKenzie.
Oh, he was such a nice guy. Here's the blitz. 3-die blitz is going to get a foul here. Wow, he even had, this was a more clever serve. Bravo, kudos, sir. And gets an injury. Holy moly. Wow. 2 removals in a single activation. Zimmer's trying to pick it up. Where's the ball scatter? Oh! He failed the pickup, so even though a teammate picked it up, it's still a turnover. Turn 15 for the Brewmeisters. 2-die block on the ball carrier. Gets the pal. We'll see if he can recover this ball now. He doesn't want it to go in the hands of that Hobgoblin. All right. 1-2, 1-2. It's a long pass to the Bull Centaur. Ooh, 1-2. It's still a long pass. 2GFI is just to avoid the interception, I think. Good pass. Oh, it's a good reception. Wow. You can't afford the blitz. Remember, the blitz eats up one of your points of movement. His max movement. Oh, it's a failed dodge. 3 GFIs. He has sure feet. And he can tie this game. Let's go. 1, 2, 3! The Brewmeisters have tied the game! Wow! Oh. Get out of town. Get out of town. Get out of town. 1-0. There we go. The old fling fling. Repositioning his players before he rolls dice. Here we go. Failed the dodge. He'll have the re-roll here. Two-die block. If it's not skulls, he's won. He's done it. He knocks down Kevin Bacon. Donkey Teeth is going to win this one 1-0.